Hi guys, this is page number 135. We can see the diagram pictures of Niels Jamesbury. So the question, how is the modification of MOC of wall components made? Answer, heavy alloying of steel with chromium, nickel and molybdenum is a good example of material modification. Also, selection is made from different types of steel, stainless steel, superalloys, titanium, etc. The ceramic coated walls are eminently suitable for controlling erosive and abrasive slurries and also equally suitable for lime mud and carbonate handling. The wall body can made of titanium, Hilstoy, Hestalloy depending on the customer's need instead of standard stainless steel. Material selection is always accompanied by the selection of the material manufacturing method. For instance, machined sheet of Nicolai 825 cannot withstand the stresses because of moderate yield strength product produced when the walls closer or the pressure difference over the wall. However, this problem can be solved by roll forming, which improves the strength of Nicolai 825, a superalloy which is extremely resistant to corrosion. Question, what ceramic materials are used? Answer, a number of ceramic materials are available. One of the notable being PSZ, zirconia oxide, partially stabilized with magnesia. Question, what is the advantages of using PSZ? Answer, this material gives the high tensile strength and thermal shock resistance. Question, ceramic walls are very costly. So how can its application be justified? Answer, a ceramic ball wall containly cost for more than a traditional steel wall, but then its expected lifetime in the application is far longer, giving the lowest cost per year. Question, in this table we can see the lifetime comparison table. Ceramic ball wall PSZ have 1 to 3 years lifetime, cost 42,000, cost per year is 21,000. It is very low. And stainless steel segment wall with this stellite is cost per year is 30,000, 37,500, and cost per unit is 15,000. Stainless steel segment wall is 12,000 cost per unit only, but it cost per year is 96,000 because of lifetime 1 to 2 months. The next question, based cobalt based alloys have been traditionally used in most wall applications. Why? Answer, metals and alloys that find their way to the fabrication of wall must meet two basic requirements: high resistance to sliding and galling wear, low friction. Cobalt based alloys have long been the champion to these requirements. Over and above, cobalt hard facing over good weldability and their metal expansion properties, essential to wall surfaces subject to service. Satellite 6, a long-time favorite cobalt-based alloy, is an ideal choice for such duty. These are the answer for cobalt-based alloys have been traditionally used in most wall applications. The next question, cobalt-based alloys are extensively used in walls in nuclear power plants. Why? Answer, cobalt-based alloys display outstanding resistance to wear and corrosion. Hence, they are extensively used in the demanding conditions 561 degree Kelvin and 40 bar of primary circuit of nuclear power plants. Question, is there any hazard arising out of using cobalt in the circuit of nuclear power plants? Again I am repeating, is there any hazard arising out of using cobalt in the circuit of nuclear power plants? Answer, there is no metal or alloy in the world which is absolutely free from wear. Hence, in certain cases, the wear of pots coated with hand-facing alloys containing cobalt has been reported to cause problems. Cobalt particles may enter the cooling water or reactor cleanup system, whether they thereby pass through the reactor core region. Once into the reactor core, they come under neutron bombardment, whereupon CO59 transmute to radioisotope Co-60, which is gamma active nuclide. CO59 plus N gives CO60, gives gamma. This increases radiation level through the circuit. As a result, there is constant buildup of deadly radioactivity in the reactor's primary circuit. Question: how much of total radiation hazard is attributed to cobalt 60? Answer: in a LWR lightweight reactor, the amount of release can amount to a few hundred grams of cobalt annually, with the effect that after a number of years, the gamma scan values emitted by cobalt 60 overwhelms gamma radiation from all other sources. In Sweden, it has been estimated that about half of all unwanted radiation in nuclear power plants has originated from cobalt-based hard-facing alloys. Question: how dangerous is cobalt 60? Answer: if an operated maintenance personnel stands in away from 1 milligram of radioactive satellite stellite, he will receive the annual permitted dose of gamma radiation within just 2 hours. Question: how can this problem be solved? Answer: one way to assure full safety to maintenance personnel so that they don't get exposed to unsafe radiation levels as they work on irradiated piping or area contaminated by radioactive stellite. They must be rotated in and out of these areas after brief periods. Another alternative is to replace the cobalt alloys with cobalt-free alloys with wear resistance as good as or better than stellite 6. Around the world, investigations have made a steady headway to replace cobalt alloys as a way to reduce the radiation exposure of maintenance personnel working in PWRs and BWRs. Question: what are the disadvantages of first option? Answer: it needs more manning and hence raises the cost of a reactor operation. Frequent rotation of maintenance staff complicates the work and the job gets hampered and delayed. Question: name some typical alloys which are suitable candidates for replacing cobalt alloys in nuclear power plant industry. Answer: Norum A, an iron-based alloy developed by Amex Material Research Center, Michigan, USA, better anti-galling characteristics than Stellite 6. Nelsit, a Niels Jamesbury product, essentially a mixture of stainless steel with extra silicon having better anti-galling behavior than Stellite 6. Elmax, developed by Uddeholm AB of Kotberg, Sweden, is a high chromium vanadium molybdenum steel, demonstrates outstanding galling resistance. Everett 50 SO, a trade name of Thyssen Edelstahlwerk, Germany, and FEC chromium silica molybdenum Mn alloy showing significantly better anti-galling behavior than Stellite 6. APM 2311 exhibits outstanding galling resistance and higher friction coefficient than Stellite 6. It has been developed by ABB Stahl of Sweden. Question: what is galling? Answer: it means severe scuffing. It is used to describe what happens to two contacting surfaces when they are rubbed against each other under high pressure without lubrications. It results in gross damage to the mating surfaces and even metal failure. Question: Why is galling resistance a critical property in nuclear hand-facing materials? Hot facing materials. Answer. Hot facing materials are extensively used in most valve operation applications. However, galling can be fatal in valve seating as it results is in gross damage to surface or metal failure. The two mating surfaces no longer contact properly and the seal is lost. Thus, resistance to galling is counted upon as the top performance criterion, especially in nuclear power plants. Again, I am repeating, hot facing materials are extensively used in most valve applications. However, galling can be fatal in valve setting as it results in gross damage to surface or metal failure. The two mating surfaces no longer contact properly and the seal is lost. Thus, resistance to galling is counted upon as the top performance criterion, especially in nuclear power plants. Thank you. Question. Nickel ion based alloys are more popular in boiler feed water service than cobalt based alloys. Why? Answer. Cobalt based alloys suffer from erosion or corrosion due to hydrogen added in the water. Thank you.